of the works that we've done with PNGRB, which is Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board, to see that how pipelines can become an integral part of the transition story. And the loud and clear message that we are getting from that particular work with PNGRB is that the pipelines that are currently being used for natural gas transmission should be started to have blending opportunities for hydrogen, and gradually then figuring it out whether it makes commercial sense to have 100% hydrogen pipelines within India. Ultimately, it's taxpayers' money, so whatever we invest, we need to ensure that the commercial viability and the technical feasibility have to be maintained for the same. But beyond that, also, when we have done a similar kind of technical due diligence of one of the steel power projects, steel projects, there also we have identified a similar kind of transition planning, that when we look at hydrogen infusion in the direct reduction iron making process, there also we have seen that the blending should be likely to come up first than immediate shift towards the 100% H2DRI, unless we're talking about the newer units, of course. But everything has a macroeconomic impact. If we talk about steel, any incremental price could have expensive construction cost happening. So we have to think from all the perspectives. So transition finance from that perspective becomes very important. How World Bank can play a role, I think it will needs to be deliberated further, because we have very strict mandates coming from our board members. Our board members are like various countries. So factoring in the, I would say, different kind of opinions and the tussle of war between what transition financing means to all of them, accordingly, we will take it forward. But having said so, we are very open to consider if it makes sense. We should be taking it forward for the discussions and then making a case for the same. But beyond that, I think transition is not just about one fuel to another. It is also about how we use our current assets. So I was talking to our fellow panelist in the morning that how, for instance, hydropower can make a very critical transition story. At the moment, hydropower is not being utilized as it should to complement the non-hydro RE. It is being, regulated asset, remunerated by the regulators for the generation. But can we somehow shift the generator and use the water stored in these hydropower projects, similar to what battery storage could have done in another case, and provide those signals that hydro comes in when the grid is more, I would say, vulnerable to the variability of the non-hydro RE. So bringing together an aggregator or a virtual power plant kind of a concept, bringing hydro as a complementary resource to non-hydro RE, similar kind of transition stories need to be built through. How we can utilize them, how we can replicate them,